On behalf of the York College, we welcome you to the 2010 spring graduation. This is a very significant moment today for us because this marks the 10th year of the SEMAA program at York College and 10,000 students graduating from the SEMAA program. We have many distinguished guests with us today. We have the founding father of the SEMAA program, Professor Jack Schlein, who is with us today. We have, okay. We have also Congressman Gregory Meeks with us, Dr. Jack Schlein, and Congressman Meeks brought this program to York College in 1999. So I'd like to hand over to Tim Paglione to introduce some of the VIPs and move on into the program.
I'd like to first welcome up our Provost, Ivelaw Griffith, Provost of York College.
Good morning. Let's try that again. Good morning. One more time. Good morning. That's the spirit. That's the spirit of a Saturday filled with life. I want to thank Professors Kandakar and Paglione for the introduction. I want to welcome everyone. Welcome the parents. Welcome our students. Welcome Congressman Meeks and any other public official who is here. I want to also welcome our corporate sponsors, without whose support this could not be possible. Now, you will have heard from Professor Kandakar that we're not only celebrating the current year's spring graduates, we are also celebrating the successful development of a program, the successful maintenance of a program of exciting young minds, of shaping young goals, of creating young dreams, a program in progress for 10 long years. But before going further, I want to thank the people who helped to organize and who helped to execute today's event. Not only did we have the work of Professors Kandakar and Paglione, we want to also thank the people who are in charge of the Performing Arts Center, Matthew Katz, Kwame Clark, and their staff. I also want to thank our Director of Government Relations, Earl Simons, who is instrumental in helping to make this happen, Dean Melitis, our Director of Research, Don Hewitt, and others. Let's give a round of applause to all the organizers of the program. Now, we're not only celebrating this year, as I said, we're celebrating one whole decade. And I want you to not underestimate one whole decade. There are many programs that start and don't last a year, don't last 2 years. So I think it's a signal not only to the hard work and the perseverance, it's a signal of the passion, a signal of the vision of Congressman Meeks, of the college, of Jack Schlein and others who helped to make this happen. Now, you're going to hear a little bit more about the program, those of you who don't know much about it, in a minute or two. But for me, the SEMAA program is not simply an educational program that enhances community engagement. The SEMAA program, for me, is about goals and dreams. Goals and dreams that can be set, and goals and dreams that can be pursued and achieved. Take, for example, Sandy Willis. Sandy Willis, who was a member of the Academy in the 6th grade, had some goals, had some dreams, and guess what? Sandy Willis is graduating this semester from SUNY Binghamton with a degree in biotechnology. Let's give a round of applause. And we have many, and we'll have many more Sandy Wills in this program, a program that is about goals and dreams. And whenever I think of goals and dreams, one of the people who come to mind most is one of my favorite personalities, a gentleman called Benjamin Mays. You probably should have in your hand a copy of something that I find very, very attractive that Benjamin Mays said years ago about goals and dreams. Benjamin Mays happened to be one of America's most distinguished educators. He was a longtime pastor. He was president of Morehouse College for a long time. He was one of the mentors of Martin Luther King, Jr. And what I'd like you to do is let's collectively remember something that Benjamin Mays said by reading this simple statement together. I'll read it first, and then let's all read it together. Goals and dreams. The tragedy of life doesn't lie in not reaching your goal. The tragedy lies in having no goal to reach. It isn't a calamity to die with dreams unfulfilled, but it's a calamity not to dream. Let's all read these couple of sentences together. The tragedy of life doesn't lie in not reaching your goal. The tragedy lies in having no goal to reach. It isn't a calamity to die with dreams unfulfilled, but it's a calamity not to dream. And so as we celebrate SEMAA 10 years, 10,000 students, think of SEMAA not only as an educational program, a community program. Think of SEMAA as a program about goals and dreams. But you know, programs like SEMAA just don't happen. Goals and Dreams Project require champions. And I think as we celebrate the 10th anniversary, the 10,000 students, we need to remember who some of those champions have been and to thank them. Let me tell you who some of the champions have been. Congressman Zachary Meeks, one of those champions. Let's give him a round of applause. Among the champions are Dr. Schlein, Dr. Paglioni, Dr. Kandak. Let's give them a round of applause. Among the champions have been the many school teachers, the Department of Education, Con Edison, Nassau, the parents, the volunteers. Let's give them all a round of applause. And so as we celebrate our success, as we celebrate the students, we also remember that we need to celebrate and thank the champions of this program that's about goals and dreams. Why don't we give everyone again, including yourself, another round of applause? So we'll celebrate today, we'll have a wonderful day, and I'm delighted now to introduce Professor Jack Schlein, the founding director of the SEMAA program.
Thank you, Provost Griffith. It was 10 years ago. At that time, I had no grandchildren. Now I have 4, so a lot has happened in that decade. The reason I was asked to direct the SEMAA program is partially because your college has a long-standing history. I'm sure many of you don't know about that, but we had a long-standing history of service to our community, and particularly programs that opened up science to the young people in our community. Going back to the 1970s, I know that's hard to even imagine, but we had a program called Project Beacon for physics with high school students. We had a summer science training program. We had summer science camps. And because I was the director of a couple of those summer science programs, when Congressman Meeks came to your college with the idea of SEMAA, I was asked to direct the program. My life changed dramatically that day, and I'm very happy that it did, frankly. I never envisioned that we would have 10,000 students complete the program, but I couldn't be prouder of anything that I've done at your college than that fact. Let me just give you a little bit of history. Back in 1993, I think it was, Congressman Louis Stokes from Cleveland went to NASA and asked the NASA people at the Glenn Research Center in Cleveland if they could do something for the children in his district to spur their interest in science, open up doors for them in science. A man by the name of John Hairston and others at the Glenn Research Center took that idea and came up with the concept of an aeronautics education laboratory. That first laboratory was built on a truck, a gigantic semi-truck, and they took it around to various neighborhoods in Cleveland and spurred interest in science and came up with the idea of the science, engineering, mathematics, even I stumble on the acronym, Science, Engineering, Mathematics, and Aerospace Academy. Congressman Stokes, I believe, spoke to other congressmen, including Congressman Meeks. Congressman Meeks spoke to NASA and asked that we be given a SEMAA Academy here at York College, and he got the funding. And by the way, he continued to get funding through thick and thin. There were times when we were struggling to meet our payroll and to get funding, but the congressman's door was always open to me, and he always gave me leads to people, to corporations, to foundations to increase our funding. 1999, as I said, Congressman Meeks came to the college. The college readily accepted. I was asked to direct the program, and the money came a little bit late for that first summer, so we ran around recruiting students. That first summer, we had only 5th and 6th grade classes. We had a total of 60 students, and we got most of them from York College staff, faculty, security guards, librarians, secretaries. I went office to office saying, if you have a child in 5th or 6th grade, we've got a great program for them. They came, and after that first summer, we hardly ever had to recruit again. Word of mouth spread about this program, and you can see the results today. We've had 10,000 students. I'm going to keep these remarks brief. That's the basic history of SEMAA at York College. I want to tell a little story. In about our 3rd year, when our AEL, our Aeronautics Education Laboratory, was still 2 buildings over, 3 buildings over, I guess, in the old science building. Quick story about that. I don't know if you know that it was not always in the library of the building across the street. It was originally put in that science building, and we had a big problem in that science building of mold and other cracks in the foundation. The building was going to be closed for 2 years. I went to the college administration and I kind of spied out a space in the library where the current AEL is located. The librarians still don't talk to me, but we managed to carve out a space there. People from NASA helped us move. It was not an easy move, but we had to relocate all the equipment and all the wiring and so on. The college came through, and we now were able to keep our AEL going without having to close down for 2 years. But in that very first AEL, over 2 buildings ago, away, one summer we had a reporter from New York One, the cable news channel, wanted to interview one of our students, and we picked a young lady to be interviewed, petite little young girl, and the interviewer asked her a number of questions about the program. And at the end of the interview, he said, "So do you want to be an astronaut?" And she said, "No." And he was taken aback. He thought for sure that's what she wanted to do. And she said, "Well, first of all, I'm afraid of heights, so that wouldn't do. And second of all, I want to be the engineer that helps build the rockets that take the astronauts into space." And I swear to you, I did not prompt her, but I could have kissed her right there on the spot, and I think I probably did, because that's really what this is all about. There are only a very few astronauts, but we need engineers, we need scientists, we need mathematicians, And we need to open those fields up to everyone, regardless of race, regardless of gender. We need girls to be more interested in science. And when she said that, that was the crux of what we were doing here at SEMAA. So I congratulate Naz and Tim for taking over for me and continuing this program. I thank Congressman Meeks again for having the foresight to follow up on this and to keep us going when we were close to no money. It's been a wonderful, wonderful program, and I wish and hope that it continues through the years. So thank you all very much.
If you want, we're going to give the 10,000 student a gift. So you probably ought to stay. Thank you, Jack. Actually, Jack hired me as the first Star Lab instructor for SEMAA back when I began in 2001. So even before I started teaching classes at York as a professor, I started teaching in SEMAA. I've had a very special place in my heart for the SEMAA teachers ever since. And we really appreciate all the work that you do. This is a special celebration of our 10,000th student. And when the 10,000th application crossed our desk and we were sure that we had someone participating at that level, we locked that name away and we've kept it secret. But it is time to reveal who the 10,000th SEMAA at York student is. And this is why I asked Dr. Schlein to stay up here. We have a very special gift for this person out of my York College bag.
It's a rocket ship.
I have a NASA backpack with something special in there. So I would now like to ask to come to the stage Miss Athena Dawson and her family, if they could, please. And I believe Athena's father was in the family cafe today, if you could come up as well. Thanks for coming up. Congratulations. This is for you, and I'm going to ask you to open your business page first.
Help me, Rhonda.
Where's Naz?
Congratulations. Stay up here for 1 second. Okay. Just like you just did for 1 more second. Athena, if you could just take out what's in the backpack there. They're both for you. I know this is rather random. It's like winning the lottery, our 10,000th student. Go ahead and hold it up. What Athena's holding is a T-shirt for the shuttle mission STS-130. This was the last night launch of the space shuttle. It went up in the morning of February 8th. This is why I had to miss the very first SEMAA day, this session. Space Shuttle Endeavour went up in the morning. It was about 4:39 in the morning, and I was there to witness it with another SEMAA student from 5th grade. So we had a SEMAA student that witnessed the launch as well. And so this is from the Kennedy Space Flight Center, and your special award for being our 10,000th student. And at the closing of these ceremonies, I will show you the video of the launch that I took. I'm a little over-enthusiastic in the video. I'm just going to warn you right now. Thank you, Athena. You can come up with your class. I've been looking forward to this all year. We knew we were going to have our 10,000th student, and I couldn't wait to meet her. And thank you very much, Athena, for for persevering and being brave and coming on stage with that. Okay, now, as you promised me you wouldn't walk away with the program, and you have. I'm sure that our esteemed Congressman Gregory Meeks would be next on the program, and I'd like to welcome up to the stage now for his comments.
Good morning. Good morning. Oh, that's much better, much better. I am delighted and happy to be here today. 10 years of this great program. Let me tell you, when I went to Congress in 1998, and I met Congressman Louis Stoke, as Mr. Sline has indicated, and I just was listening about this program that he had in Cleveland and was trying to go all over the United States with. And I said to myself, if there's only one program that I could get to bring back to Southeastern Queens for the benefit of the young people of Southeastern Queens, it would be the NASA SEMAA program. And so by first year, it was just focused on trying to make sure we get that done. And 10 years later, after giving it, we were talking in the back. It's like you're giving something to Dr. Sline, and he took that ball and ran with it. And look where we are today as I look at all of you, the beautiful boys and girls who are in the SEMAA program right now. How many of you enjoy the SEMAA program? Let me see. All right. And how many enjoy the teachers of the SEMAA program? Give them a round of applause then. Let them know you appreciate them. Because that's what this is all about. It's about those individuals like Dr. Kandaka and Mr. Paglione. And it's like all of the people here at York College and the teachers working together. And let me tell you something else, young people. Let's do something else, because you wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for your parents working very hard trying to make sure that you had a better opportunity and you participated in this program. Let's give your parents a round of applause. So parents, let me say thank you. Say thank you. Yeah, you can say thank you to parents. Say thank you. Because if it wasn't for you being focused and loving your children and wanting to make sure that their tomorrow is better than our today or yesterday, they wouldn't be sitting here and this program would not be successful for 10 years. It is you and your vision and your desire for them to have better and to participate in these young people's lives. Because I do believe that when I look at these young people, tomorrow will be better, because they will be our leaders, they will be our scientists, they will be our political figures, they will be our doctors, our lawyers. They will be the leaders of tomorrow, and they will lead in a much better way than we have been leading today. These young people. And so the lesson here is, boys and girls, is that you heard the great poem that Dr. Griffith talked about, and you recited. It means that if your mind can conceive it, you can achieve it. So I want you to say something, I want you to say it with me. Say, if my mind can conceive it, I can achieve it. If my mind can conceive it, I can achieve it. You can do anything you want. I mean, when we saw 2 years ago an individual by the name of Barack Obama. Anybody know who Barack Obama is? That's right. Barack Obama is the President of the United States of America. And when you saw him and see him as president, you know that you can do anything that you want to do and you can accomplish anything that you want to do because you are indeed somebody. So let me do as I want all of the young people to stand up for a second. All of the young people of SEMAA, stand up. All of the young people of SEMAA, stand up. And I want you to repeat after me. And I want you to say it loud so that your parents can hear it, your teachers can hear it, and people even outside can hear it. Because they want you to say, I am somebody. I am somebody. I am somebody. Black, white, red, yellow, or white. We are all precious in God's sight. Because if my mind can't conceive it, I can't achieve it. Because I am somebody. I am somebody. Now give yourselves a round of applause. I believe in you, and I believe you are somebody, and you are going to make this world a much better place. God bless you all. Parents, thank you, but most importantly, young people, it is your world. Live it and love it. Thank you all. God bless.
Well, I'm not even going to try. Another important contribution to keeping our program really operating at its capacity. We are operating at our full capacity right now. SEMAA at York cannot be bigger. And that comes through the support of our corporate sponsors, one of which recently our relatively new partner is Con Edison. They bring the power to power everything you're sitting around here. And Mr. Anthony Hill from Con Edison is here this morning. And I just want to acknowledge that his attendance here, and we really, really appreciate you being here. Sir, would you like to say
Well, I'd like to thank Professor Paglione for inviting us, and thank you all for hosting us. I'd like to hear a little bit more enthusiasm when he announced that Con Edison was present, but that's quite all right. It's good nonetheless to look out amongst our future engineers, mathematicians, and scientists. It's going to be there's always an urgent need in this country for such entities, and we're looking forward to hopefully one day one of you guys coming up with one of the next great ideas that hopefully will make our economy bulletproof. So it's fortunate that we can have the opportunity to be a sponsor here for this particular program, and we value that sponsorship, and we certainly appreciate again being here. And just again, thank you, Dr. Paglione and Dr. Kandagar. And by all means, next time you hear Con Edison, know that we're here as a sponsor to the program, and more enthusiastically applaud us. So, thank you, and thanks again for inviting us.
It's really very important to us. Yes. Councilman Comrie had planned to be here today and unfortunately was not able to make it. We do have a representative from his office who has brought special citations for several of the students and teachers, and we will get those to you at the earliest convenience. But we really appreciate as well the support of the City Council and Councilman Comrie, whose children have come through SEMAA as well. And so we're very excited that this two-way street's been happening, and we'd like to see some more we continued support from New York City as well. We have a couple of representatives from NASA here today as well. SEMAA is run out of the Glenn Research Center in Cleveland and by the National SEMAA office. We have a couple of representatives this morning, and I'd like to invite them up for their special thanks and acknowledgement as well. The National SEMAA office provides all of the curriculum, the materials, the Aerospace Education Lab, the inspiration, the collaborations. Bringing NASA to us is all through the National SEMAA office, and we're greatly appreciative for their organization and everything. So Mr. Jerry Volz and Maurice Reynolds are here this morning.
Good morning, everyone. We are very excited to be here today for celebrate the 10th anniversary and also the 10,000th student coming through SEMAA. We had a chance to look at some of the classes and to see how the project is being managed and run. I know you've applauded yourselves many times, but parents, teachers, and all of you that make this happen, one more round of applause because we are very impressed at NASA. I'm going to have my counterpart, Maurice Reynolds, say a few words, and then third-party value. Do you want to address that here?
Yeah, if you'd like to just make.
And we'll have some just very brief comments for especially the parents and the teachers about the progress of the third-party evaluation that all of you were conducted, and it's a very important tool for us to see that the project is strong and that it's working well. But first of all, I'll give you Maurice Reynolds.
Hello. Good afternoon. All right. My name is Maurice Reynolds, and I'm here today to represent Paragon Tech, which is the contractor which manages NASA SEMAA on the national level, with Ms. Gail Doman-Smith as our company's CEO and president. It's certainly our pleasure to be here today for the graduation ceremony here at York College, celebrating its 10,000th student participant. As many of you already heard, the SEMAA site started in 1999, started by Dr. Jack Schlein, and was pushed by Congressman Meeks, celebrating, and just look where it is today. That fact alone speaks to the phenomenal job that teachers, parents, and students have all made possible. Before I get carried away, I'd like to honor any other elected officials that are here present with us today. I'd also like to take a moment and honor the co-directors who had a more hands-on approach to this tremendous success, Dr. Tim Paglione and Dr. Nazrul Kandekar. So SEMAA, what exactly is SEMAA? I certainly wish projects like this were around when I grew up, whereas all we had was sports alone. And although all of us excel in different areas of life, let's take a look at how a few young people cherish the opportunity SEMAA granted and how like an eagle they soared to where they are today. Zachary Jones, a young man from North Carolina who participated in SEMAA since he was a child and now has a lead position with one of the largest manufacturing companies that makes airplanes, Boeing. Or how about in Miami, where 30 NASA SEMAA students got together and participated in building a single-engine airplane, which they also got a chance to fly in, by the way. How awesome. And how about Barrington Irving, a former SEMAA student, also the first person of African descent, also the youngest person to fly around the world solo. Or right here at York College, where students also got a chance to design, construct, and operate various aircraft, robots, and rockets. I think you get the point. SEMAA touches lives. Almost 500,000 lives from 2004 to 2009 on a nationwide level. From the heartland to the badlands, from the East Coast to the West Coast. And so in closing, the National SEMAA Office encourages you to keep your children involved in the NASA SEMAA project and dream big, because we're here to share with you that dreams certainly do come true. SEMAA has certainly done that today, so congratulations to you all, and thank you.
As far as the third-party evaluation, I'll make this brief. I see a lot of patient kids, and that's good to see. But basically, the preliminary findings are in. All of the data and numbers have been crunched. We will have more to talk about when the final numbers, but at least we're at that part of the process. Some of it has been reviewed. The results are very interesting, but I will say this, the feedback that we are getting from this report will help us to be a stronger project. And we're very excited about what we're reading in the report, but it's also giving us some things to think about as we look into the future. I know I've seen some of the findings and I've seen some of the applications that all of you had to fill out. And I just want to say on behalf of NASA, the National SEMAA office in Paragon Tech, thank you very much for taking the time to do this and for not giving up and seeing this process through. It helps us do our jobs better so that we can give you services as you help prepare our students to continue in the 21st century in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. So one more time for the parents and the students that had to fill out those long, long applications, thank you very much. Thank you.
All right, so I believe all of our special guests have had their chance to say, and now it is our honor to acknowledge all of the students at their graduation. So we're going to start with the first grade. So Ms. Miles and Ms. Nixon, please bring up your class. Okay, they're coming. This is our chance to highlight some of the accomplishments of the classes, and as well, all the students have received their certificates, and some students will receive special awards for their outstanding accomplishments. This is the first year we were able to offer a first grade class. And we're very excited about that, and we're really grateful for Con Edison's support, which in part allowed that to happen. So we're very, very appreciative. Next time you hear about Con Edison and you don't clap enthusiastically, remember these 45 or 50 faces here, the first graders who would have had to wait till next year to start in SEMAA. And I'm hopeful that the program can continue so that my little boy can come here next year when he's in first grade. All right. Everyone's up. Pauline, did you want to say? Okay. That's a lot of first graders. 2 rows, guys. You guys can make 2 rows. Go ahead up front. Okay, so, and then for the awards? How many awards do you have? 3? Okay, so we have 3 awards to announce.
Good morning, everyone. I'm very grateful to have been given the chance to serve for the first time on this SEMAA program. Parents, I would like you to know that your children are very enthusiastic about the program. They are very excited, they are lively, they participated fully in the program. They have all been given their certificate, and Navin, my support, and myself, we had a hard time searching hard to come up with 3 special children. Now, we looked for 100% attendance, 100% participation, and we came up with 3 names for 1A. These children are Nicholas Martin, I have Anwar, he's second, and I also have Julia. But I would like you to know that all your children participated fully. They did a wonderful job. Thank you. Julia, please come.
Hello, everyone. On behalf of grade 1B, I would like to say for 3 prize winners, they are Christopher Dennison, come up front, Angela Saduko, and Amandita. Christopher?
All right, now if you go back to their...
Here you go.
Oh, you had something to say?
No, this is okay. Thank you.
We had one first grader that just wanted to make one brief statement.
NASA is a wonderful place. In NASA, we have a special teacher that tells us about space. That's Mrs. Nixon.
Very nice. Okay, thank you, first grade.
Come on now.
You guys ready to... Which side are you going to go down? Okay. Okay, so first grade's going down this way. Could we have the second graders please come up over this way? Our second grade classes are taught by a wonderful husband-wife team, Mr. and Mrs. Kublal. Their son Vinny is our 8th grade teacher as well. All teachers, it's a wonderful family. We love the Kublals. Vinny was our very first teacher in SEMAA at York College, and he's been with us for 10 years. I'm going to be very excited when he and his class come up. Come on up, second grade. Mm-hmm.
Nicely walk. Remember that. Nicely, no running. Nice. Good. No running. You'll reach there.
Thank you. There's a lot of second graders, too. We'll have to make 2 rows.
Let these tall ones come back and then you go in first. The tall ones at the back. No, let the come back. Everybody. You guys go all the way down. Come on.
Okay, we also have awards for some of our second graders. We're running a little behind. Yeah. Just the awards.
Okay, good morning, everyone. My special award goes to Pratanam Rawat. Can you please step up front, please? And Stephanie Tapia, can you come up front, please? And Janine Ishriday. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
You have awards for 2B as well?
Parents, students, I really appreciate my class this year, and I want to thank all of them, and more so the parents, for bringing these kids every Saturday morning for a science program. All these kids are winners. They are very promising, and I'm sure they're going to be engineers and scientists and mathematicians that we expect them to be. but unfortunately, we can only give awards to 3 of them, although I think every one of them deserve an award. So for 2B, the 3 students who will be given awards are Terry Curry, Jason Darboz, and Simon Muhammad.
Very good. Well, congratulations to the second graders. And as they go back to their seats, we'd like to welcome the third grade.
Okay, come back to your seats. Jason, you want to give a talk?
Mhm. The third grade is headed by Ms. Keisha Laurie, another important member of our SEMAA family. We have a Laurie that pays all of our teachers and handles a lot of the reporting in the books and personnel management. We have another Laurie that teaches the 4th grade, another Laurie that teaches the 3rd grade. We've had the Laurie family come through the SEMAA program, nieces and nephews and cousins. This is another very cherished family for us here. And I'm sure I've forgotten someone. Couple rows, 3rd grade. Rashani, you giving out the awards? Yes. Okay.
Hi, everyone. My name is Rashonda Ledbetter, and this is my first year at SEMAA. The 3 people who won the award for our class are Saba, Andy, and Nicole, as well as Naya, Keanu, and Victoria. Give them a round of applause. Thank you.
All right, you had something to say.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Joshua Brown, and I just want to say I'm glad I came to the SEMAA program because me and my mom thought it was a great school to come here.
What you wanted to say?
I just want to take an opportunity just to say thank you to Ms. Rashonda and also to our aide, Mr. O'Neill and Mr. Akash, who's not here. SEMAA is a wonderful, wonderful program to be a part of, and I'm truly honored. So thank you to everyone that has made SEMAA a possibility to be here at your college. Thank you.
Well, congratulations, 3rd grade, and thank you very much. All right, we're ready as the 3rd graders take their seats. We're ready to welcome up the 4th grade. I think this is class 4A with Ms. Shade. Shade has been with us for a few years now. She had the enviable task of filling in for a beloved SEMAA teacher that we'd had here for many years, Mr. Carr. Mr. Carr was our 4A teacher. You may have seen him if you're a York student or York faculty. There was a large guy with a large personality in the atrium every summer, hollering and whooping when the rockets would go up and the paper airplanes would fly as far as they could go. And when, for medical reasons, Mr. Carr couldn't come back to us, we were all, very disappointed and sad. And Shade has been a wonderful addition to our families when that opening came. And we were very sad to learn just about a month ago that Mr. Carr did pass away. He had had cancer. So for those of you that knew Mr. Carr or his wife, Carol Carr, who works in our registrar's office, the SEMAA family feels very deeply for the loss. He was a great teacher for the program, a very enthusiastic person about education and young people, And he's all over the SEMA video. If you watch the video online, that's Mr. Carr, who has all that passion and discussing the students. SEMA is truly his legacy, and he's dearly missed. So we have is this just 4A? Wow, 4A is large. Okay, so here's 4A with Miss DePan.
Good morning. Everybody fell asleep all of a sudden? Good morning. Great. I want to thank everyone. I want to thank the parents, most especially, for bringing our kids here. This semester, we've had snowstorms and school has been out and we've still went through. And my parents and my students are awesome because we've had immaculate attendance, I think this is our largest SEMA class. I've been here for years and this is the largest class we've had. So thank you, students, for coming, and thank you, parents, for bringing them every Saturday. It's always hard. This is always the worst day because I have to give only 3 prizes out, and it's so hard always, as all the other teachers have said, to pick only 3 students. But this semester, the 3 students who stood out the most, Savannah, where's Savannah? Always on time, always helpful. Where is DeAndre? Going the extra mile, coming in on days when there is no program to try and help do his work. And there was another project that was going on by NASA, and he was very into it all the time. What can I do, Ms. Sade? What can I do? What can I do? And Isha? Okay, one of my students would like to say something about the program, so if you guys don't mind.
My name is Kyla, and about the SEMA program, when I first came here, I was like nervous and I didn't know what to do. But now I know that this is a fun program. Miss Sade, my teacher, is great. She is funny and she's nice. Sometimes she says she's nice. She's not, but she's nice. And Miss Sade is just great. She's great, very great. That's all I gotta say.
I didn't tell her to say any of that.
Thank you, 4A, and we think Ms. Shade is great too. I'm very mean. 4B can start its way up with Ms. Rhonda Hamberry, part of the whole extended Laurie clan. As far as the SEMA family goes, Shade is also the daughter of our beloved, cherished, and truly vital parent cafe, family cafe coordinator, who's trying to hide, but she cannot hide. Miss Unity DePan. Every session, the Family Cafe is full with guest speakers and discussion leaders, people coming from the library, from the fire department. 4B is on its way up. Last semester, all the Family Cafe participants, something like 75 families, got free fire smoke detectors from the fire department. So we've become a relied upon institution in the community, the Family Cafe, and it's one of the things that the National SEMA office has continually lauded us for. The Family Cafe is just astounding. And Unity is everywhere in Queens. She goes to every PTA meeting and all the district meetings and to the church meetings and the library meetings, and everyone knows her everywhere, and she always has SEMA applications with her. And so she's our best recruiter as well. I really don't know what the personality of the program would be like without Unity. And I personally, and Naz and I, really, really cherish her. And frankly, she's in our office all the time, too. Never leaves us alone. So thank you, Unity.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. First, I just would like to say thank you to all the parents who were active participants in making sure that your students had come out to the SEMA program. I have to say that this class was actually awesome. And out of the 10 years that this program has been in existence, I think I've been here for 8. Okay. There was 3 students that were particularly outstanding that we had given the awards to: Rohit, Devendra, and Sam Deep. Let's give them a hand. They just went above and beyond with the activities and the experiments, and it just was an awesome and wonderful experience, and thank you.
Wonderful.
Thank
They
you.
can
Now I
go.
have one student that wants to say, do we have time?
Very quickly, yeah.
Okay, quickly.
Everybody wants to say something this morning.
My name is Crystal Citran, and I've learned a lot from SEMAA. Ever since I began SEMAA when I was a young girl, I have learned a lot, and I've been coming back year after year. I like the program SEMAA, and it's really fun.
Very nice.
Wonderful. Thank you. That was also the class with our 10,000th student, Athena Dawson. So especially proud of our 4B class. So we can have 5A start its way up here. This is Mr. Wills' class. Mr. Wills has also been with us for many, many years. His kids have gone through the program, and they've also worked for the program as student aides. It's a wonderful opportunity for the community and a service learning opportunity for our own students at York as well as the local high school students in our community. Ms. Mosley.
Good morning, parents, children, and guests. Class 6A has been very excited this year. They've engaged in these wonderful projects that you see displayed here, the different Mars habitats. It's been quite difficult to try to pick one student or 3 that are exceptional, but in twisting my arm, we came up with Alina Khan, step forward, Aisha Hanif, and Angelina Dinaring. These 3 are exceptional in addition because they work together to present their project for the sports on Mars that was submitted to NASA. And they also attend the school where I teach, IS 238. So please give them a round of applause. Thank you.
All right, thank you, 6A and Ms. Mosley. And Class 6B can make its way up. Oh, yes, they're already here. You know, the minds of engineers. Thanks, Robert. 6B is taught by Mr. Robert Saby, who is also on the faculty at York College. He's been with us for many years. 7 years. Was a wonderful addition when York was, when the university was able to allow us to convert some of our part-time faculty to full-time faculty, and we were very excited that Robert could be online, and I welcome him as a colleague.
I'm not going to be long. Parents, thank you. Thank you, thank you. And where's Dana? Dana for the prize.
Okay. Wait, I'm kind of short. Good morning, everybody. On behalf of Mr. Roberts' 6th grade class, it was a pleasure working with them. And I have 3 prizes to give out, but I didn't really know who to give it to because they're like unique in their own way, so it was really hard. But 3 that stood out the most was Sarah Aziz, Nakib, and Isabel. You guys want to choose which one you want?
Wonderful, thank you. All right, so moving on now to our 7th grade with Miss Jasmine. Were you a student in SEMAA or You started as an aide. You were a college student, right? Oh, that's right. Okay. Jasmine started off as an aide, a student aide, one of our valued student aides. A lot of them are local college and high school students, and that's where she came to us originally and promoted her way up through all of her hard work. Now running our 7th grade class. This is 7th grade is one of those trouble spots. From 6th to 7th grade, you notice we've gone from 2 6th grade classes down to 1 7th grade class. This is the time when SEMAA is so critical to engage these young teenagers, to keep them engaged in science and interested. And this 7th grade, as you can see, is quite large. It has often gotten up to 30 students. So I think we've had a real impact here on the community with keeping the students engaged as they get into their teens. Jasmine?
Good morning, everyone. I just wanted to first of all say thank you to all the parents. As Dr. Paglione had said, this is a very challenging age group to get them to come to school on a Saturday. So thank you, parents, and thank you to all my students for coming every Saturday and being consistent. I do appreciate it. They are very valuable to me. They're each very smart and unique in their own way. They were all enthusiastic in the subject matter. So I have 3 students that I just would like to say were so laid back, but at the same time, it shocked me that they knew the answer every time I called on them, and you would think that they weren't even paying attention. And those were the 3 that actually learned the most and were actually, I would say, a diamond in the rough, the ones that you would sleep on, really. So Joanna, who's in the back hiding, Omni, who's also hiding, and Justin, who's actually the vocal one of the 3. So thank you very much. These are the 3 that I would just say thank you very much for all of your hard work and your participation. And I also want to say thank you to Nikiza, who stepped up, because I had an aide before, and due to circumstances, she was unable to come every week. So Nikiza, I had to pull out of another class, and she helped me very much. So thank you, Nikki.
Thank you, 7th grade. We have the 8th grade lining up. Yeah, the aides are truly our unsung heroes. I always say that they're our goalies. They keep the kids from running around too much or from going out the doors. And I want to remind the aides that since the parents are picking up here today, we have to, again, watch the doors and make sure that all the classes are picked up appropriately, as we do every single week. 8th grade can come up when they're ready. The aides and the teachers are all managed by our valuable office staff, by Cindy and Mike, who are both York College students as well, and I think they're hiding in the back. Give a wave there. They make sure that all the classroom supplies are available and ready and in good working order, that our inventory is neat and organized, that the AEL is set to go, and make sure all the schedules are set. In essence, they do all the hard work that Naz and I are absolved from. So we're really grateful for their assistance through the week. They work all year round, not just when the program is running. So they're really, really very critical to the operation. Okay. 8th grade?
Yeah, this is 8th grade.
Is Vinny here?
No, he's not.
Oh, you're filling in for
Yeah.
Vinny. Oh, okay. So Vinny Kublal's stand-in today is our own York College Chen, who's been our aide for the 8th grade for quite a while now as a volunteer. He's a teacher education major, wants to be a chemistry teacher in the school system, and he's been working with this chemistry curriculum in SEMAA for quite a long time. So this is another valuable asset to the community, the way that SEMAA produces very well-trained science teachers for the school system. So Chen?
Hi, good morning, everyone. Actually, I think so many of you are probably wondering why this little young kids standing up here act like a teacher. My name is Tianfu Chen. I'm the teacher's aide of the 8th grade, and these all my students, great, smart, lovely, and warming students. And I would like to first give them a round of applause, because without them, this class is nothing. And secondly, I would thank Mr. Kubel, and he's a great teacher. And unfortunately, he's not here today, which make me one day of teacher. And especially, he taught me a lot of how to be a great teacher as in the New York City. So, therefore, SEMAA program is not really educating all the students who's coming to the SEMAA program, also educating all the new people who want to become educators, which is truly thankful. And finally, I would be great thankful for the SEMAA program to give me this opportunity for me to acting as a teacher and to give these students all the possibility to do all the chemical reactions, such as making penny into gold and silver, and blow up a boat in the sink. What else we did that day? We watched the video and listened some songs about chemicals. Yes, and today we finished our final test, and our winner is Yemin, Tiffany, and Crystal, and the first and second places. And last, we have our special thanks for our brave young lady here called name Kiana. Please come up and hold up your trophies. And finally, next round of applause.
Thank you, Chen. So now, finally, the 9th grade with Mr. Raj Prasad. Not only a certified teacher in the school system, but also works in our admissions office at York College now. He was in the Welcome Center and moved on to the admissions office. And I don't know if it's just because of Raj, or it could be other things, but we have a serious record number of freshmen anticipated for next year. So we appreciate all the work he does at the college as well as with SEMAA. Raj?
Thank you, Dr. Paglion. I always start off by thanking everyone, past, present, and future, that make this program to be this long, our 10th anniversary. I'd like to thank all of you. Like I said, anyone from the past, present, and future, student parents, directors, our very own Dr. Schlein, those for funding the program. I thank you, God bless you. Because I was discussing with one of my colleagues from the admissions office that we never had something of this magnitude when we were growing up. So each student that participates in this program is very fortunate. Okay, so on behalf of my 8 and 4 other students who's not here today, who decided to take their spring break a little early, my 9th grade, this is the second largest group, if I'm not mistaken, that SEMAA ever had of high school kids. And like I said, this group was just awesome. They could just take things under their own control. With me being there, they were just so proactive in dealing with this project. It just turns out that it was a female-dominated group. They beat the boys bad in terms of their engineering. So I had a parent who was watching us when we did the launching, and she was like, guess what? Females rule. She was just laughing at the boys. But today we had a launch before we got here at 9 a.m. in the cold, freezing weather. We lost our thumbs, but the boys recovered. And now we have first, second, and third place. And we determined the first, second, and third place based on the altitude of the rocket. And we had one student, Danae, who just did an exceptional job with her rocket, just refused to fail. I think it went up 6 times, and it could go again. And she did a wonderful hot air balloon as well. So I would like to introduce Danae for the first place. All right. And then we had 2 that just performed at the same altitude, really neat. The first time they launched, Miss Richards and Vikram, they did, well, Vikram was not so much in his rocket didn't do so good, but guess what? I bought something offline and he rebuilt. And he came back and he did tie with Miss Richards for the second place. So we have 2 second place winners. So I'd like to introduce Vikram and Miss Amira Richards. All right, so thank you, and once again, thanks to all the guests, as our provost here, some of our very own. I saw Anthony, who was one of our admissions counselor, came back as well, and now he's funding our program, so thanks and God bless. All right, let's have another 10 years, maybe more.
So I just have a couple of closing words. I do want to personally thank my colleague Naz. We work very closely together on this, and Jack for helping us out, and the provost for maintaining the support at the college. The college's support is really paramount in providing the space. It's an enormous investment for the college. For those of you interested in the summer program, we're running right after the 4th of July. So July 5th through the 23rd, there are 3 weeks to choose from. The students come for 1 week. We have a giant stack of applications here, and they're also available online, york.cuny.edu/SEMAA, SEMAA, and the video is also there. Any other financial supporters you want to encourage, please send them to the video or have them contact us. The summer orientation will be on the evening of June 29th, so you'll get a notification of that. It's a Tuesday evening once we have your applications, and we'll respond to you. Finally, tonight is Earth Hour. As an astronomer, I'd like to encourage you from 8:30 to 9:30 tonight, turn off your lights, save some cash, save some greenhouse gases, and bring us back the nighttime sky. So tonight's an awareness, just an hour, folks. Turn off your lights. I beg of you. And why is this important? All right? I think you can see all the kids and you know why it's important. And I had the great honor of having one of my big dreams come true. I was invited, because of being part of the SEMAA program, I had been invited to a shuttle launch. And I have a special video of my experience at the shuttle launch, STS-130. That's the T-shirt that we had given out for our 10,000th student. Brought along a 5th grade SEMAA student with us. Okay, she was my daughter, but she's still a 5th grade SEMAA student, and she's a girl, and she really loves this stuff, and she's been coming to SEMAA since the 3rd grade. And the very next year, we opened up a 2nd grade, and she still hasn't forgiven me. And now we opened up a 1st grade, and she refuses to let her brother come, but too bad. So here, again, I have to warn you, I was a little over-enthusiastic when this launch was happening, and it was 4:30 in the morning. But I am just a kid at heart. I'm as excited as you guys to see a shuttle launch. Unity, did you have something? Sorry. So here is my experience at STS-130. And it's just a couple of minutes. A couple of things to notice. When it first goes off, the shuttle's very bright, especially at night. And it takes a number of seconds for the sound wave to hit where we were standing a couple of miles away. I think you'll know from my reaction when that actually happens. All right?
Booster ignition.
Oh, man! Oh, my God! Oh! Wow, that is so bright! Look at it through the cloud. Oh, dude! Go, man, go! There's our SEMAA 5th grader watching the launch. And yes, everybody says, go, man, go. I'm sorry, I have chills again. That was really amazing when that happened. and you could almost feel what that felt like when that very low frequency sound hits you. So this is your future, kids. That's the kind of thing you're working towards. Please keep up the good work. Please keep up the support of the program, parents and community members. And we thank you all for a wonderful spring. We'll see you in July.